Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. I made it back in time from my meeting. Hope you're all doing well. We'll have another show. I don't know how long it'll go, but we'll see. Um, I bore you had a great birthday dinner. No, we're doing that tonight. I'll be going later on to do that. 26 years old? No. Yes, Kathy, you're on time. Hey, Uta or Yuta or other words I can't say. How are you? Good to see you. Hey, Sean, Angela, DJ. All right. Hey, I saw this weird story and I thought I'd show it to you. Although it's not funny, but you know, you got to pick your battles here. Out of Florida, a Florida man. So this is definitely a Florida man. Man drives semi into Tampa strip club and he has been charged. His name is Dylan Fogel, charged with murder, attempted murder, vehicular homicide, DUI with serious bodily injury, and DUI manslaughter. So apparently, a North Carolina man accused of killing one and injuring two others after crashing his semi into a Tampa, Florida gentleman's club on Tuesday morning has been charged with murder and several other felonies. The Tampa Police Department said 25-year-old Dylan Fogel of Thomasville, North Carolina, was charged with one count of first-degree murder, two counts of first-degree attempted murder, one count of vehicular homicide, two counts of DUI with serious bodily injury, and one count of DUI manslaughter. At about 4:20 a.m. on Tuesday, officers responded to reports of a pedestrian being struck by a truck in the parking lot of Emperor's Gentleman Club on Adamo Drive. What was he doing there at 4 a.m.? Hold on. It says here when officers arrived, they saw a truck had crashed into the front area of the building that leads to the entrance of the adult entertainment establishment. Here's a photo of Mr. Fogel. Charming. It says here witnesses told police Fogel was kicked out of the club just before returning to drive his semi into a group of people standing at the entrance. A preliminary investigation found he was removed from the establishment because of inappropriate behavior. Police said there were 6 people standing at the entrance, including 3 victims. One of the victims is named Giovanni Soto, died at the scene. I'd be checking into this guy for the FBI truck driver serial killer program. The other 2 adults sustained serious injuries and were taken to an area hospital. Both victims have now been released from the hospital. Fogel was also taken to hospital. According to police, he had a blood alcohol content above the legal limit of 0.08. So there's some photos. There's the Gentleman's Club. It's not an easy place to drive into. It's not like he fell asleep in front of the wheel and crashed through the front. It had to be very deliberate, which it seems it was. There's Mr. Fogel. His face, I don't know if that is a bit of a stop resisting or it's just injuries from crashing into the front of the building. Either one. Either one. Yeah, we'll play the video.
Developing now, police were investigating a deadly crash at a Tampa strip club this morning. They say a suspect drove into some people standing outside the building, killing one and injuring 2 others. It happened at the Emperor's Gentleman's Club on East Adamo Drive. Fox 13's Kylie Jones is there live to explain why police believe this was no accident. Kylie.
Well, yeah, and Linda, you can see the scene still active behind me. Police have been on scene all morning, and Tampa police say that witnesses told them that driver had been kicked out of the Gentleman's Club here, then came back with the truck and drove it into the entrance where there were a group of people standing. And I want to give you a look at the scene that you can still see behind me. This is actually a tow truck that you're looking at. The tow truck just got here a couple minutes ago, but that general area that is taped off by that building is where police say the cab of that semi semi-truck drove into. But we also want to give you a look from Sky Fox over the scene earlier this morning. Tampa police first got called to Emperor's Gentlemen's Club just after 4:15 this morning. Officers found the cab of the semi-truck crashed into the front area of the building that leads to the entrance. Witnesses say this is where a group of people were standing. One man was killed and 2 other men were hurt, but they are expected to survive. That driver is in the hospital right now, but police say charges are expected. And again, police have been on scene all morning. That cab of the semi-truck is just now starting to get towed out of here. We're still working to learn more information about the driver, the suspect, and the man who was killed and the 2 other men who were hurt in all of this, but just an awful scene.
I felt like the female reporter then couldn't keep a straight face while reporting on that. And DJ says, did they charge him an entrance fee? Probably. Right, so he got kicked out for being a creep, probably touching the girls. You're not allowed to touch girls at strip clubs unless they want you to. So you probably got kicked out for touching the ladies, and yeah, what an idiot. So he's like, let me go get my truck and use it as a weapon. Some people just there are a few brain cells short of an actual brain. They're sort of running on empty. They were just born with only a quarter of a tank. Okay. According to the Tampa Bay Times, he texted someone, "I'm going to prison." Well, yes, you are. I don't know why you would text someone that. He wrote a message to a childhood friend that said goodbye, and according to the arrest report, "I'm going to prison for vehicular manslaughter." Okay, that's a great thing to tell your friend at 4 a.m. in the morning. Your friend would have woken up going, "The fuck? What does he mean? What do you mean goodbye and I'm going to jail for vehicular manslaughter? Like, what the hell?" That was among the new details made public Thursday after police announced they had arrested Fogel in the deadly collision. It happened after what detectives described as a disturbance inside the adult club involving Fogel and another man described as a friend of his. The friend, identified in court records as Anthony Metelsky, was he was not arrested. Police identified the man who was killed as Giovanni Soto. He was 44. Imagine that. Your last moments alive on this earth, even though you were killed by someone with a truck, is at a strip club. Imagine your wife, they're getting that phone call in the morning. Is this the wife? Yeah. Your husband's been in an accident. What do you mean? Was he driving home? No, he was hit by a truck. What do you mean? Where? Oh, at a strip club. I'm sure that that conversation went down well with his people. Sean says no gentlemen, that's for sure. I'm not sure those places attract a lot of gentlemen, no. Love is a 4-letter word said, "Greetings, Earthlings. Hey, good to see you." We're getting some storms at the moment too, so if I drop out, I may not be able to come back. We've got some thunderstorms or rain or something above us. So if I drop out, just understand. Kathy Lynch says, "Not the way you want to be remembered." Not really. Hey, Natasha. How are you? Diane, Jojo. Love is a 4-letter word. Retired RN, Siana. Hey, Siana. It's good to see you, my friend. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing good. You love thunderstorms? They're pretty good. Go watch Twisters. Twisters is such a great movie. I love it. It's a great sequel to the original. It's really well done. I got to watch the 4K version last night, and fantastic. Very, very good. Okay. That's all I have on that one. Apparently, yeah, just 2 other men were hospitalized, but they were out of they're out of the hospital now. Apparently, Sanders told the Tampa Bay Times he was blindsided by the semi truck, which fractured his spine and one of his legs. I didn't see it. Yes, I often, don't see trucks either. They hide behind bushes, then they jump out and attack you. They're very stealthy objects. Semi trailers and semi trucks. That's why we have signs up. Have you ever seen them on the roadway? We have signs that are like, be wary of semi trucks and stuff like that because they're very, very stealthy. Apparently, Sanders was released from hospital on Wednesday, but was told he'll need to complete 8 weeks of physical therapy. Tampa lawyer Jeff Murphy, who is representing both Sanders and Tyler, said he didn't know the specifics of their injuries. He said one of Tyler's arms was in a cast on Thursday. Moments after the collision, the video showed the truck driver's door open. Several unidentified people pull him out and beat him up. I told you it might have been a bit of stop resisting. Not from the police, though. It was from bystanders. The truck, well, we don't care about the truck. The crash happened at the northern edge of the parking lot near the club's loading dock area. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else. Nah, nothing really that we should know about. Just people saying that apparently he was a good guy, and a woman who had known him since they were 10 years old said being a truck driver was his dream job. This is apparently Giovanni Soto. This is the man here who died. He died in the when the truck hit the building. That's him there with his daughter in 2019. That's very sad. So I'm guessing he did get a phone call like that at home. I think maybe he might be a security guard. I think he might have been a security guard who worked at the strip club. Jojo says, reminds me of Papa Loved Mama Garth Brooks. I don't know what that means, but I'm sure it does. No, it doesn't seem so. I don't know. It doesn't give me a wife. It just says, it talks about his father. His father's name is Miguel. Here. Police previously said during a news conference that Fogel had lied in wait for about a half hour before he saw the person with whom he had argued with exit the club, and then he attacked in the semi truck. Neither the person who was killed nor the two people who were injured were the intended target, according to police. The three were patrons and not employees. Oh, so he was a patron, not a security guard. Okay. I thought maybe he might have been working there. Yeah, there you go. He didn't even get the guy he was having a problem with. The guy he was having a problem with wasn't even injured in his stupid actions. Instead, he killed the guy that he didn't even know, and he injured two other guys that he didn't know either and had no issue with. So now they've got to go through months of physical therapy and surgery and stuff like that. The other dude is now going to his own funeral, all because this guy didn't like being kicked out of the club for being a creep. Yeah. What's wrong with people? Yeah. So yeah, these injuries on his face, yes, they are from people pulling him out of the truck and beating him up. They pulled him out of the truck and gave him a little street justice, a little street justice before the cops arrived. I don't think we have that video of the truck hitting the building though. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I have it. Either that or it's not been released. Yeah, I don't have it. I don't think they've actually released that video of him actually hitting the building. Let's see. No. If I ever do, I'll let you know. I'll let you know, but not right now. Kathleen says, kudos to them. Yeah, exactly. All right. So I told you yesterday about a cold case that was solved in Australia. Well, today I was able to track down a copy of the press conference that Danny Doherty did yesterday. He's a detective superintendent for the New South Wales Police, and he gave a good overview of the what happened up until the arrest. So I'm going to play that for you. So if you don't remember, that was this woman here. Her name is Denise, and they arrested her husband because he fabricated a story of their house being broken into by a man pretending to be a police officer, and apparently tied him up and knocked him out. And when he came to, his wife was dead and his car was missing. Well, cops have now said that they believe that to be a fabricated story, and they believe that he's the one who killed his wife. So, Sean says, what will his wife put on his epitaph? I wonder. Died doing what he loved. He loved looking at naked girls. He died doing his favorite hobby, being with naked women on poles. Maybe she might. I feel awful for his daughter, though. His daughter is now going to grow up with no dad, and she's a victim in all this, even though it's secondhand. She's going to grow up without a father, so that is never a good thing. All right, let's play this video from Superintendent.
March 1998, emergency services responded to reports of a home invasion on Dover Road in Dover Heights, where they located the body of a 53-year-old a woman who was later identified as Denise Govender. On arrival, police were told the occupants of the home, a then 55-year-old man, and Miss Govender had been assaulted by an unknown man who broke into the home by claiming to be police. It is alleged the unknown man struck the male occupant, rendering him allegedly unconscious before restraining him with cable ties. The unknown man then allegedly proceeded to seriously assault Miss Govender and fled the scene in a white car, which was a white 1997 Ford Laser sedan. The male occupant of the home called police after he had allegedly regained consciousness, and officers attached to Eastern Suburbs, assisted by State Crime Command's homicide detectives, commenced an investigation under Strifle School Act. On Saturday, 21st of March 1998, 11 days later, detectives located and recovered allegedly stolen car in Rose Bay, about 1.7 kilometres from the Dover Heights home. A subsequent coronial inquest held between 2005 and 2008 confirmed Ms. Govender died as a result of blunt force head injury, intentionally inflicted by a person or persons unknown at that time. In 2021, Unsolved Homicide Team investigators reinvestigated this matter under Strifle School Act 2. As a result of that reinvestigation, in November 2023, Homicide Squad with New South Wales Government announced a $1 million reward for information that led to the arrest and conviction of the person or persons responsible for Miss Govender's murder. Following this protracted inquiry and investigations by the Homicide Squad's Unsolved Homicide Team, about 10:15 a.m. today, Strifle detectives arrested an 81-year-old man at Springwood Police Station, where he has been now charged with one count of murder, bail refused, and appearing at Penrith Local Court today.
There you go. There's the update in the police very short press conference. Video has been deleted. Okay, good for you. So after 3 decades, almost 3 decades, they they finally put an end to this, and her family can start to go through the Australian or Sydney court system and try and see some justice for their loved one. I mean, it's shocking. Her family had come out a bunch of times ensuring that and telling police this was a cover up and there is 100% no intruder. She had actually told her husband she wanted a divorce and she wanted out of the marriage because of his behavior. And they believe it was that night that she had told him once and for all that she was going to leave him and divorce him. So, another woman who was killed because she wanted to leave a relationship. But they're saying here, Aaron Govindia, 81, was arrested at 10:15 a.m. on August 15th and accused of fabricating a home invasion in 1998 to cover up the alleged domestic violence murder. The Detective Superintendent Danny Doherty said new medical and forensic evidence helped police form a strong circumstantial case against Mr. Govindia. There was no break-in, there was no bogus police, he said. And they're saying here the couple had been married for almost 3 decades. They tied the knot in 1969 and had 2 children together shortly afterwards, but had reportedly initiated divorce proceedings when she died. Investigators found the aftermath of the alleged home invasion on arrival to the Dover Heights house shared by 53-year-old Miss Godiva and at the time, her 55-year-old husband at 2 a.m. on March 10, 1998. The husband said an unknown man had gained entry to their home, posing as a police officer while shining a bright light into his face. Of course he did. He said he was knocked unconscious by the alleged assailant and restrained with cable ties before the intruder killed his wife. Why did he kill your wife but not you? And there was no SA on her. So what? He just was like, I'm going to break into a random home. I'm going to knock out the husband and then I'm just going to kill the wife. I'm not going to steal anything, but I will take their car just to go 2 suburbs away and dispose of it. It makes no sense. No one's breaking into a home just to knock the husband unconscious and then just kill the wife for no reason. It's not a robbery. They didn't take anything. They didn't even damage the car. They didn't break into the car. They didn't take any jewelry or cash or IDs or nothing. It makes it very suspicious why someone would break into a home and just for the intent of killing a woman that had no enemies besides her own husband. So, yeah, I can understand why her family was angry for so long about the police investigation. Shock says, there are so many creepy people now, I'd rather be alone. That is true. Rachel says, I can't believe it took this long to solve this case. Must be a reason. Think it was just evidential. They were trying to find as much evidence as they could, even though I think they were aware that it was the husband. So he got to live almost 30 years past the crime. So he's going to go to jail as quite an old man. If he is convicted, he'll probably never see the free world before he dies. Probably not. He'll die in jail. So if that is justice, it's a type of justice. In a country with no death penalty, it gets pretty close, I guess. But having to wait 25 years is hard as well. Okay, there's your update for that one. Now, I was trying to find more information about this Jessica missing woman, but unfortunately right now it seems to be that's sort of it. The information I told you earlier about her doesn't seem to be too much more going around. I'm just going to check one more place. All right. Let me see if anyone else has good information. So people are questioning why her car was found on the train tracks like that. It's a good question. I don't know either. But strange to just leave it there and get it stuck on a train track unless she was, not paying attention to how or where she was driving at the time. Um, let's see. I'm just checking some local. So yeah, doesn't seem like anyone has any latest discussions or any updated news for her. I'm just checking one more. Yeah, no, everyone's got about the same information that we've already read out, unfortunately. A lot of people saying it doesn't add up or make a lot of sense, but yeah, a lot of people saying, why would you leave it on the train tracks? Yeah, I think that's a question only she could answer. Someone brought up the point that maybe she left the car keys in the car so that if someone found the vehicle, they could move it from the train tracks. Maybe, but why would you leave your phone? It's a bit odd. Hmm. Hold on, guys. I found something interesting about the other missing woman. Mamta, that lady. Here. That's a shame. It says here during the search for Mamta, um, apparently the police arrived on scene at a park that people had called in as, an area of interest, but investigators quickly ruled it out as a false alarm. A searcher said it was an area that my dog led me to. It was an area of disturbed earth of a peculiar shape and size. She told WUSA 9 police sifted through the area, thanked her, and left. So unfortunately, it wasn't Mamta. Apparently, according to the fire and EMS, arrived on the scene after at least one minor injury was reported by a searcher. Oh, that's a shame. They're saying here friends and concerned residents from across the DMV conducted the largest joint search yet in an effort to locate the 28-year-old mother who has not been seen for more than 2 weeks. Police say Mamta's husband, Naresh, was the last person to see her alive. More than 60 people gathered at Bloom Park on Thursday. The place was selected because of the close proximity to her home and because she liked to take walks in that area. Jennifer Cooper, who is among the community members who have taken an interest in her case, and on Thursday helped lead the search groups equipped with yellow vests, whistles, and some canines. She said, "It gives me chill bumps. Most of the people here have no idea who she is. We have people from Dale City, Falls Church, that just felt compelled to come out here and help search for her because we know she doesn't have any family here. So we are her family now. We're going to go out and look for her." Amateur search efforts were started by her close friends and a former roommate on a Facebook group called Find Mamta. So if you guys want to have a look on Facebook and keep up with what the friends and family are doing, you can join this Facebook group, and this will have if you live in the area, maybe you can do some searching and help them. Kathy, that was very nice. Who got it? Oh, Nanalana got it? Yay, Nanalana, good work. I think just about all the regulars have got one. Let me see. Cheated no more, but cheated no more will have to turn on her gifting thing. Mr. Shad Hunter as well doesn't have one. We'll have to get them one. Um, yeah, so I can't believe how many people have turned out to try and help her, and they're right. She doesn't have any family. All her family live back in Nepal. It's only her and her child that are part of like her side of the family that live here. He, the husband, I think he has his parents in America too, but not for her. Her parents live back in Nepal. Um, yeah, this is very concerning.
Back out right now in Manassas Park looking for 28-year-old Mamta Kaffelbot. She was last seen on July 31st and hasn't been seen from or heard from since.
This is just another tough story to bring you. Her friends and family believe something bad may have happened to her. And our Rafael Sanchez Cruz is live in Manassas Park with the new timeline on this investigation. Rafa, you have been closely following this story. Bring us up to speed here.
Yeah, Simone, well, I want to show you right now what's happening. We're talking about 50 people that have joined this search group. We are at Balloon Park in Manassas Park. You can see them there with those bright yellow vests. This is an area that Mamta used to frequent, and it's close to her home. And tonight, Manassas Park Police gave us an update on this investigation. They say Mamta Kaffelbot was seen at UVA Health Prince William Medical Center 4 days before she went missing. That's where Mamta works. Initially, friends said she was a nurse in Fairfax, but today they're saying she had recently transferred to this new hospital. Now, tonight we're going to walk you through a timeline of events as police and loved ones and random community members that are just concerned with her well-being are trying to piece together this ongoing puzzle.
Okay. Go to that's low.
Nadia Navarro says her close friend Mamta Kaffelbot tried reaching out to her the night of July 28th.
She called me a couple times, but I was asleep. And I got a call from someone I met at Mamta's baby shower, and she was asking me if I knew where Mamta was.
Manassas Park Police said July 31st was the last time anyone saw the 28-year-old mother.
It was like normal day. We were taking care of our baby.
Her husband Areshbot says they were together at home that night. He says he heard Mamta in their home, but it was not uncommon for them to sleep in different bedrooms. The next day, on August 1st, colleagues say Mamta never arrived to her shift. On August 2nd, Manassas Park Police say they did a welfare check at the family's house due to concerns from people at work. Naresh says that during the visit from police, he told officers Mamta had been gone for extended periods of time 3 times prior.
At that time, we never called police. At that time, altogether 3 times.
Naresh says police advised him to search for his wife.
Police suggest me just if it happens before, search around, and then if you are tired of searching, you can file it.
After the welfare check on August 5th, authorities say Naresh filed a missing persons case. On August 8th,
His blasé attitude to his missing wife really frustrates me. Like, I just have one message towards him. You need to do a better job. You're the man of the household and your wife is missing. You need to get the F out there and search day and night. Have someone else look after the baby and get the F out there. Stop saying shit like, "Oh, I can't go out and search today. I've got the child." Man, have you seen ladies what they do? They walk around, they have them on their hip, they take them to the shops, they pay the bills, they go do shopping, they drop kids off at places, they go to work with children, they do all sorts of crazy crap, all while having a child. You don't need to be isolated in the house to be able to look after the child. I find his demeanor and attitude puzzling and frustrating in regards to his missing wife and his whole "Oh, I don't really want to talk about it. Let me just give you a 2-word answer." If my wife went missing, 1, I would have reported her missing the same day. 2, I'd be out there every day every hour of the day that I could possibly search, I would be out there looking because no one knows my wife better than me. I know where she would go. I know what she likes. I know what would be an attraction for her. I would be out there every second. They would have to tranquilizer dart me to get me to go home and rest or go to sleep. They would have to literally drug me somehow. Nothing would stop me from looking for her at all. And his whole like trying to use the child as a shield is bullshit as far as I'm concerned. It's just absolute crap. Here, I'll play the rest of it.
8th, Manassas Park Police released this post, prompting community search groups.
Let's switch. And so as we're going right now, obviously showing more of those groups that are working through Bloom Park right now. But we also want to tell you that Manassas Park Police told us tonight that Mamta's husband, her colleagues, and her friends have all been cooperative in this investigation, and they actually have reached out to their regional partners to help with this case. Now, coming up at 6 o'clock, we're going to continue on following these groups, and we'll have more from them at 6 o'clock. I'm live in Mass.
It's just wrong, and it sets such a terrible example and optics. The fact that it's been left up to her friends, her work friends, people she met at her baby shower to go out and search for her. The first people that should be there and the last person that should leave every night and the person that should be organizing all this is the husband. Like, I don't care. I don't care if he didn't do it. I don't care if she went missing on her own or something. His behavior is shit. And if she ever does make it back, she should divorce his ass because the fact that like your husband wouldn't go look for you and wouldn't report you missing for like 5 days is ridiculous. It doesn't show any type of love or wanting or, worriedness. The whole like his one when he did the comment in the parking lot, 2 when they came to his door and spoke to him. Both times he tried to cut the reporter short and not provide any information. And just it's wrong. It's not okay. Flying DJ said, my friend from India used to talk about kitchen fires where the unwanted wife would die in a kitchen fire. I can't say I've heard of that, but that's pretty worrying. Rachel says, he does make excuses. I'm not sure of if he would have ever reported her missing if her co-workers hadn't come forward. Her work called the cops the same day for a welfare check. Her work was more worried about it than he was. It just sets off alarm bells. Like they're everywhere. I can visually see them in my mind, and there's like 9 million of them. They're all going off at the same time. And there's about 50 million red flags. All different kind of warning systems are all just going crazy in my head because it just doesn't add up. For a marriage that's only 3 years old, I mean, you should still be absolutely enamored with each other, even that, that soon. I just don't get this. I don't get his attitude. Yeah, I did see this before. I'm Cheetah No More. I'm so sorry to hear about your house. That is terrible. You said a SUV crashed into your home and moved your chairs 10 feet and completely mangled them. Far out. Oops, not that one. I hope they got the driver. Did the driver survive? You have to let us know, did the driver survive and did they charge the driver with anything? And is your insurance company or real estate helping you out with repairing your home and your garden? I hope so. That is a terrible story. I don't want to ever hear that from our viewers. It is horrible. Yeah. Look, I don't know. Here, where's that stupid timeline? Here. On the 27th of July, she was last seen at her job. On the 28th, she spoke to a friend. And then 3 days later, she's last seen accordingly to her husband. But that's not the full one. There's another one. Where is it?
New at 5, we are just a few days away.
Nope. There's a better timeline than that. Police gave out a full timeline today. Hold on. We did show it earlier too. Here. 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 So it says Naresh, that's her husband, last saw her on July 31st. On August 2nd, police responded to a welfare check at her residence and spoke to her husband. So that's already a couple of days between the last time he saw her. So there's 2 days. And he said at that time, after 2 days, he didn't want to report her missing at the time. And if you notice when he talks about it, he blames police. He's like, well, police told me to keep searching, and if I got sick of searching, then to report her missing. No, I'd be following those cops down to the station and reporting her missing. Actually, it wouldn't have even got to that point. The cops wouldn't even made it to my house for a welfare check because on July 31st, I hadn't seen her all day and she didn't come home when she said she was going to. I would already be at the police station. So the fact that it took 2 days and her missing work for her work to call it in is fucking suspect. On August 5th, Naresh officially reported her missing to police. So that's 5 days plus July 31st. So yeah, 5 days she'd been missing for at the time before he even bothered to go down to the police station. August 5th to 8th, detectives start their investigation into her disappearance. It just reeks of not caring. Like, who waits 5 days to report your wife missing? It's ridiculous. Let's see if this one has the interview with him.
Developing tonight, police are now classifying their search for a missing Manassas Park mother as critical. 28-year-old Mamta Bhatt, a pediatric nurse, disappeared more than 2 weeks ago. Her friends and community members have been posting up flyers, and 7 News was there this afternoon as another group went on a search in the neighborhood. And tonight, there is a new timeline in the case. Police say Mamta was last seen at her job on July 27th. The next day, she spoke with a friend. Her husband says he last saw her on July 31st, but when police conducted a welfare check on August 2nd, he did not report her missing until 3 days later. Police say the husband has been cooperating with the investigation. And people gathered outside the Nepal embassy in D.C. today to bring awareness.
Just because you cooperate with an investigation doesn't mean you didn't harm her. All that means is that you're not refusing to be interviewed or speak to police. It doesn't mean crap. There's been heaps of people that have been cooperative with, the investigation or whatever, and then cops end up figuring it out and then giving them the proper interview. Not as so. Right now, the way police work, he'll be getting interviewed with police as a witness. He won't be getting interviewed as a suspect. He'll be getting interviewed as what they call a witness. It's a different category of the way they interview you. It wouldn't be until they classified him as a person of interest, then they would start interviewing him as a suspect. When you're interviewed as a suspect, it's done differently. It's recorded. You're given your Miranda rights, and they use a different line of questioning and tactics against you. When you're interviewed as a witness, it's done differently. All they want to know when you're interviewed as a witness is what you know. That's it. They don't question it really. They don't put any clamps on you. They don't normally record it with a videotape or anything. It's normally just a spoken word of what you know or what you know happened, your timeline of events. That's it. So until they change his designation to a person of interest, then tell me he's still cooperating. Then tell me he's giving you the honest truth. Then I would be like, okay, maybe. But right now it means nothing because being interviewed as a witness doesn't really mean anything. You could have killed 40 girls and they'll be like, he was cooperative with the investigation. And then we named him a person of interest, and then we started interviewing him properly with proper interrogation techniques. And oh, wow, he told us all about these women he killed. But at the start, he was cooperative. That happens more than you think. More than you think. This guy, I'm sure all her friends and family think the exact same thing. What the hell is going on? And where is she? And the fact, during one of his interviews, he tried to say that she ran away all the time. Why would your wife of only 3 years run away all the time? What are you doing to her at home behind closed doors that makes her not want to be there? Um, you know, what are you doing that makes her want to leave her own home where her child is? So something off. There's just something very hinky going on with this particular missing woman. Let me just check something. I want to go to Nova. There's a website called Nova for the area. That is very interesting. Apparently, on a local Facebook group, they're reporting that her green card has been missing since June, which is, not a good thing. That's her freedom. Initially, they thought maybe she left the country to get away from her abusive husband, but now it feels like somebody was definitely trying to impede her freedom. Hmm. Apparently, she also posted on a single mothers group that he was being financially abusive towards her and withholding money from her, including her own money that she worked for at the work. Apparently, he would have control of all their accounts. Interesting. There's people on here that are friends with her saying they believe she was trying to leave, that she wanted to um, one, she wanted to become a naturalized US citizen. Two, apparently she also wanted to get away from him and divorce him. I can't verify that, but that sounds about right. And a lot of people on here saying when he was interviewed and he said, "I'm the one suffering." Apparently, a lot of people, including her friends that know her, took offense to that statement because he's the one who's still with everyone. He's the one who's, still in the home, has the baby, you know. So, that's a weird thing to say, to put all the victimhood on you. Yeah, other people here verifying that apparently they were in the process of a separation. I'm just trying to catch up on this. Hold on. Okay. That's all I have, but I'm gonna keep on top of this. But those little tidbits of information are very suspicious. The fact that he was financially abusive towards her, and definitely, I read more than one source just then that said that she wanted out of the marriage. She wanted to take the child and leave, but apparently her green card had gone missing, and it was complicating matters of her leaving. So, hmm. Look, I ain't gonna paint this guy with a brush of murder just yet, but there's some stuff here that doesn't add up. 2 plus 2 is not equaling 4 right now. It is definitely just equaling window. We're getting window. We're not getting 4, we're getting 2 plus 2 equal window. No 4. Um, yeah, I'm gonna try get in touch with there's someone here. Hold on, I just wanna write a note. There's someone here I wanna contact. Alright. Alright. There's someone here I'm gonna try get in contact with and see if I can talk to them. It's a friend of hers. Yeah. We've been on about 40 minutes or something like that, Brenda. We've been on about 40 minutes, something like that. Yeah, I think we all know the road we're on, and I think we all know that this could be a very long and winding path, but I think we all understand. We've all seen enough true crime to know what kind of case this is, and yeah, I think we all know where this is going to end. I don't think this is one of those ones where she's going to magically appear and say, "Oh, my friends have been keeping me in hiding because I'm so scared of my husband." I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think if she was alive, she would go and get her child. I just don't believe she'd leave her kid. Apparently, from what I was reading in a private conversation here, um, she loved that child more than anything, and she said her friend said that child meant more to her than even her own life. Like she would do anything for that kid, and they just don't believe she would have left without the kid. Like that's the first thing she would have taken is her child. So yeah, she would never have left her daughter ever. She said like that's the first thing she would have taken care of. So something off. You know, it sort of reminds me of Barry Morphew. It has the hallmarks of that, where he told a lot of bullcrap stories, was very short-worded when he was interviewed, except for that dumb appeal he did. Do you remember that? Remember that stupid appeal he did in front of the camera, where he's like, "Give me the dripper bottle. I need to add more tears around my eyes." Okay, that looks, like I'm crying. Great. Let me talk about my wife and how I'm gonna add money to the reward. That was the worst appeal video I have ever listened to. Him and Aaron Patterson are very similar. They're only upset when they wanna be, and then they turn to anger. And yeah, that video was worthless, worthless. I remember he put up that reward money, $100,000 or whatever, and, I remember everyone's comment at the time was, "Sure, he'll put up 100 grand because he knows he'll never get paid out because he's the only one who knows where she is." So yeah, he knew his money was safe because he's the only one who had any idea where his wife was. And again, that was another situation. Suzanne had, expressed that she no longer wanted to be in a marriage with him. She was ready to have a different part of her life, and she wanted to try again with someone else. She wanted to have a loving relationship with a man who wanted her, not for his own, needs, but to have something together. And that's that dented his ego that she no longer wanted him. And yeah, she was 1 foot out the door on that marriage, and she wanted out. She just didn't want it anymore. She had enough, and she wanted to go have a see what she else she could find in life and try find a better relationship, which, the girls were just about old enough, and she's still a, fairly young and attractive lady. She would be able to find a great guy. Laura says only upset for themselves. Yeah, that's why that interview with Mamta's husband is weird because he keeps going on about how it's been difficult for him. What about for your wife that's missing? Do you not think it's difficult for her wherever she is? Obviously nowhere that anyone can find. I think that's pretty difficult. Yeah. Hopefully we get more information tomorrow on Mamta. Let me see if I have anything else here. I find the media, I think they're a little hamstrung with what they can report due to having to be able to verify certain things. So I think some of the information is definitely going on under the surface of mainstream media right now, just due to some issues. Hold on, what is this? Okay. All right. So apparently the family has started a GoFundMe to help search efforts to find Mamta. And I was worried it was Naresha's GoFundMe, but it's not. It is from her Nadia. No, it's Nadia's GoFundMe, which I think is her friend. So that's good. Yeah, Nadia Navarro. That's her friend. That's good. They've already raised $6,290. Well done, the local community of Virginia. Well done. Good work supporting a search for a lady who deserves to be found. It's good news. So that is how long has it been active for? Doesn't say. 3 days. So in 3 days they raised over $6,000 to go towards search efforts to find her. Good work. Right. Cheetah Moore says, exactly, Ping. Plus, when he was saying, Suzanne, your girls need you to come back, as if she disappeared herself to go party somewhere and ditch them, as if someone who was abducted could just get away. I know. He stuffed up his story. He's like, wait, is she abducted or just disappeared? Which one do you want? Brenda says, Ping, is the mushroom lady still going to trial in September? We will know next week. Next week, Erin Patterson is due back in court for the very first Supreme Court hearing that the media are legally able to report on. Up until now, she's had a couple, but they are not legally reportable. So when it's because it's mostly like housekeeping and stuff, like legal housekeeping, it's like do you have all your ducks in a row? Yes, no. Well, as a defense, we still need this from discovery and blah blah blah, and it's just all housekeeping. It's not really anything interesting, and it does have a lot of personal details, things like witness names and who the police are that'll be coming to trial. How many people will they need to hear from during the trial? And do you think all these people will be able to make it on if we did it later this year? Oh, okay. Like it's just all a bunch of like stuff that is pretty boring, to be honest. But this date coming up next week, this will be a big one. We should, by the end of it, I expect it'll probably take about an hour, and by the end of it, we will know what day we are going to trial. We will know when, what day, and for how long. And as soon as we find out, I will be booking a hotel in the city, and I'll be going to trial. So we're going to go to trial every day and go see Erin Patterson. We're going to go see her trial. The mushroom lady? Yeah. The mushroom murders. They actually did a podcast on it. There was a podcast. What was it called? Mushroom. Erin Patterson. There was a wow, people have been so quick on it. Someone has made a website called erinpatterson.com.au and is making a podcast on it. I actually think I am one of the premier people for this particular case. I've been following it since day dot. I think there's only a couple of other people that actually work for media companies that have followed it as closely as I have. So I'm interested to know who this is and which podcast that is, because that's not the one I'm thinking of. There was one done by a paper. Yeah, it's called The Mushroom Cook. It's on Apple Podcast. Here you guys can see. This one was done by a news station down here. The Herald Sun did this, and they did a bunch of episodes. So they're going to have more when she goes to court. But if you want to follow it outside of my channel, you can follow that one on Apple. But yeah, I find that interesting that this person, I have no idea who owns that other one. But pretty cheeky to buy aaronpatterson.com.au. Pretty cheeky. I don't know if you're legally able to do that, because you're stealing her likeness. Sean says an ABC journal was following her case, but no update. There's no updates right now. Right now we're in a bit of a dead period until next week. So when next week it'll all go crazy. When we know the trial date and for how long, it'll just go into fever pitch. And then when we actually get to trial, I actually expect this to be possibly one of the biggest trials in the last decade. This will be international. Like, there'll be people following it all over the world. People have been following it from America and, the UK and Europe and Asia. It made Fox News in America, and NBC had articles and stuff like that. Brenda says, Ping, I will be following you only. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going to bring you court updates every day after the when court is finished for the day. I'll be doing a live show out the front of the Supreme Court every day for about 10-15 minutes, and then I'll go back home, and in the studio in here we'll do like an hour and a half live stream to break down everything from my notes from the day. So that'll be the big one, but you'll get like a 15-minute one after court is done, and then I'll travel back home and we'll do a big debrief. So very similar to what you saw in the Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow trials, the way that they did it. And they'll be reporting as much as I can use my phone without pissing the judge off. I will be sending out updates through my Twitter account. Kathy says, how far from home is it? It's about 40 minutes from here. It's about 40 minutes. Chid No More says, this is making me want to make Hungarian mushroom soup. Okay, but don't put any death caps in there. Rachel says, I'm pretty excited for you following this trial. I think it'll be very interesting, and because I've been following it from day one, I really want to see it to the end. We've followed every little step of the way on this channel. And I think Aaron Patterson was one of the very first live shows I did on this channel. So I can't wait to get to the end of it and find out what's at the end of the yellow brick road. Okay, an ABC journal did one called Mushroom Case Daily. Okay. Their last update was the 29th of July. Good work. All right, well, we'll see. Maybe I'll meet some of these people when I go down there. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, don't be poisoning yourself. No, she's in jail right now. She's in the Dame Phyllis Frost Detention Center in Melbourne. So she's in jail in a female prison. I can show it to you if you want. Okay. All right. Do you guys want to see the prison that she's currently in? So this is the prison area. This is Dame Phyllis Frost Detention Center, and she's currently in the prison here. I don't know which building she's in, but you can see they have a basketball court, a guard. Is that a swimming pool? They have a swimming pool. Actually, I don't know. I'm guessing these look like prisons, but I don't know which part is what. Oh my god, they have a football oval. Or soccer. It looks like soccer. Yeah, so this is Dame Phyllis Frost up here. People park and they come into here. These are like I think these ones are like the self-contained unit ones. So these are all ones where you might share like a tiny apartment with maybe two or three other people, and you sort of run it like a little household. And then they have a high security bit too. That might be these ones. The different halls they call it, or this is office. I'm not sure. I've never been there, but I know that it's supposed to be pretty hardcore, this one. Yeah, I think it's the highest security female prison in Melbourne. Oh, it looks like they're doing some work. They might be expanding it. There you go. No idea. Is that the male? Ravenhall Correctional Center. So this is another jail. I don't know which one this one is, but don't know if this is a male one for men. But Dame Phyllis is the female one. And it does have a giant fence around it. Look. So there you go. You got a couple. I'm not sure what the one down here is. I'm guessing that's got to be male. That's probably why you got more. They've got an AFL oval. They've got their own AFL and they've got 3 basketball courts. There you go. So they've got some stuff they can do, recreational, and they can get out. And these are the different holes and stuff. So this is right in the center of Melbourne. Look, I'll show you. See, it's west of Melbourne, about 20 minutes outside of Melbourne. If you drove, about 20 minutes or so. Oh, what's this one? Part of Ravenhall, maybe? Yeah. Anyway, there you go. You got 3. What's that one? Oh, that's remand. So that's where you go when you're awaiting trial. So when you're awaiting trial, you might go to what they call remand, and that's that one there. So normally you go here when you haven't been sentenced, right? That's when you go on remand. And then when you are remanded, after you go to trial and you're sentenced, you'll go somewhere like this, which is Dame Phyllis. What's this? A basketball court? Yeah. Some sort of, I don't know what this is. To play bocce ball? I have no idea. It's got a few little seats there, but they're pretty big prisons. We have a lot of people who do bad things here, apparently. The car parks are huge. Look, if you needed to steal a car on your escape, you probably could. You have a lot of cars to choose from. This is Ravenhall. I'm going to check that. Ravenhall. What is Ravenhall? Is that the male one? Yeah, okay. So Ravenhall is male. Dame Phyllis Frost is female. That's the difference. So there's a male and female prison and a remand center. So there you go. What does Cheated No More want? I'm trying to find out what does Cheated No More want. Now I'm trying to find what does she want? Yeah, we have a community page, but I don't know what you want from it. I'm trying to find out what they're talking about. I'm not sure. It's not showing me all your messages. Sorry. It's only showing me like half of them. Oh, to share a recipe? Yeah, if Cheated No More emails me, I can post it for everyone. All right. Well, if Cheated No More emails me at sundaywithping@gmail.com, I will post it on the community tab for everyone. We could do that. So there you go. There's a look at the 2 Melbourne prisons. This is Ravenhall, the male one. Probably why there's more sporting facilities here. So you've got a basketball court there, another half-court basketball, 3 others over here. a giant oval to play like AFL, I'm guessing, but I don't see any. Oh, they've got a there you go. There's a net for soccer and oh, they've got goalposts. So yeah, they do have a full AFL oval to play football. But in the female one, they have a soccer court to play soccer. Or is this basketball? There's only one pole. Might be a basketball court? Not sure on that one. It looks a bit big to be basketball. It could be soccer. And then there's another basketball one right there. And they have this. What is this? It looks like a pool. It really does, doesn't it? It looks like and it's even got a shade cloth here where you could like sunbake under it. So you could have like a swim. But yeah, I think these ones are like the self-contained units. So in the female one, they have these they look like little apartments. Not all of them. Some of them are actual eight by eight cells where you share on with only one other person or on your own. But they do have these ones that are like little apartments where they try and teach you to live life normally, where you cook in your own apartment and you make meals and stuff like that. You have to take care of stuff and maintain it. But I think that's like a privilege and you have to earn it. Like I think when you first come in, you get shoved into just to sell. So there you go. You can see how big our prison areas are. Look at that. It would get scorching out here too. Because there's no, like when you look around, it's all flat. See? There's no trees. There's no like anything to absorb the heat. It must get hot as balls out here in summer. It must get so hot. Because there's there's no shade. There's no greenery. But yeah, big complexes, really big. There you go. Female up the top, male down here, and remand. This is where you go when you're awaiting trial. Has similar stuff though. Look, basketball court, another basketball, another basketball. So these are probably pods, right? These are pods. So this will be the guys who live here will have access to this sporting function, like this basketball court. The people who live in this pod will have access to this area, and the people who live in this one have access to this one. So I'm guessing, yeah, these are pods, and there's another one here. That's why they have their own sporting area, probably to segregate people, and so they can. It's easier to maintain the population. So yeah, see, you can see they've got fences between them. You can't get in there into the different areas. So yeah, you're probably segregated at remand. I don't know what this is. Looks like they're doing some construction of a new area for something. Maybe more facilities. Yeah, it's pretty big. It's a pretty large area. Look, if I take you out, look at that. It's almost like the size of a suburb. It's a huge block, huge. And the highway runs right alongside it. Deer Park Bypass goes right by the prisons. So, hey, maybe sometime I'll have to take a drive out there and I'll film it when we go past it, and I can show you from the highway. And what's down here? Factories, factory areas. So there you go. The airport should be pretty close too. Probably up here somewhere. Yeah, there you go. Melbourne Airport. So that's the big international airport in Melbourne. Tullamarine, as we call it. Not too far from the prison. Actually, where we went for the wedding was just here. Somewhere here. If I can find it, I'll show you. Because we could see the planes landing at the wedding. So we were like over here, and we could actually see the planes taking off and flying from the airport right near the wedding. Let me see if I can find it for you. That's Water Gardens. There, so think it was just off here somewhere. Where is it? It was just around here somewhere in these patches of land. It's a driving range. Here. This is where we were for the wedding. Up here. So we were up at one of these estates up here. Beautiful like area. So you can see like all the different. Actually, we weren't far from the prison. So we were over here. And that's why we could see the airplanes, because they were just up here. Just there. So only about 10 kilometers away or something. So yeah, there you go. That's where we went to the wedding. Could it be a water treatment facility? It could be. Evil says, I want to go there, carrying bucket after bucket of water. Yeah, we had a good time. It was fun. It was a beautiful area. Really, really pretty. And but it was raining all night. It was pissing down. Raining. All right, I think we've talked and blabbed on for too long now. But hey, I love you all. I'm gonna go have my birthday dinner. I'm gonna go see people, and I'm gonna go have some dinner and catch up with everyone. And I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's a Friday night, which means we'll be on late. It'll be late at night, probably midnight for our East Coast people. For our West Coast people, probably about 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock at night. Yeah, thanks, Cakesboo. I appreciate it. I will have fun. And then I will see you all tomorrow. Hold on. Let me just check this. I want to thank Vicky K for earlier, and I can't remember who sent in the super chats from the first one. Oh, JS the Cat and Dan Yee sent a membership. But tonight, Kathy sent 2 memberships out to people in the chat. I very much appreciate it. Oh, Trish might not be on tomorrow? Okay. Well, we'll be on late. Hey, Beth B. Thank you. I appreciate it, my sweet friend. Hope you have a good night, Beth B, okay? She's off for the weekend? Okay. Well, that's fair enough. I mean, she doesn't get a lot of time off. She does a lot of stuff. She has to do stuff with Othram, and she has to do other things, and she's got her dogs to look after, and she runs her own YouTube channel, and she has all these different guests and stuff. So if she needs some time off, that'll be good. Well, she only does Friday, then Saturday, and Sunday she already takes off. So if she wants to do Friday, Saturday, and have a long weekend, she's going back to Salt Lake City again. Is it his birthday? I can't remember. Okay. She's gonna go puppy sit Moose. Okay. Well, she'll have fun. She'll stream from up there when she gets there, if she's there by Monday or something. All right. Well, I'll be on over the weekend. You guys will have me still. It'll just be well, if Trisha's not doing 10:30, we might be able to come on at 10:30. Okay? Just keep an eye out for the notifications. Keep an eye out for the notifications, and hopefully we'll be on around 10 or 11. And I'll try come on since she's not doing a show. All right? Okay, thanks, Beth B. Might not be on until Monday. Well, she has to drive. It's so far. She drives through like 10 different, like 5 different states on her way up there. It's a hell of a drive. Yeah, we'll come on at 10:30, 11. Look out for the notification or the show on the main page, and you guys will be able to hang out in the chat. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate it all. Appreciate you all. We'll be back tomorrow. Go get some sleep. There's always be more true crime in the morning for you. Oh, she's flying. She's not driving this time. I was about to say, that's a hell of a drive. She's done it a few times. It's a crazy drive. Yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. And I'll tell you how dinner went. Bye, everyone. See you later. Bye bye.